Gabel. I'm your host and my moderator in the back, Anna. Wonderful. Good morning. Thanks for opening the session. So I hope you're doing good. You had a great and lovely weekend, far away from any red and green candles, to focusing on your family, friends, or maybe your own health or fitness or whatever there is. Okay, so first of all, we stream this show on YouTube as well. So if you watch it there, or if you have a look at later at the recording, you'll find a button on the right corner. You can subscribe this channel. So then let's go and let's jump into what we expect today, the upcoming events, first of all. And let me see the chat. Yes, here's the chat. Good morning, Claudia. Arne, wonderful. Good morning. Diodon, good morning. And let me see. Here we go. Exactly. Wonderful. So on YouTube as well, Dawn, wonderful. Good morning. So what we expect this week, to be honest, not really interesting things. Ian, good morning. Marie-Louise, good morning. So you see, today we expect CPI of Mexico, but the rest of the week, just only kind of economy data, but not really. There is no interest rate decision this week. Last week we had all this in Great Britain and the non-farm payrolls. But this week we are really calm in the data we expect. So if you want to have more information about all this stuff, then you please check this homepage, admiralmarkets.com/analytics. There you'll find a lot of information about all the other things, and of course, fundamental analysis, for example, so you can inform yourself here on this great homepage, maybe by this morning briefing. So this is important for you if you want to have more information about different things. And feel free to ask Katie, wonderful, good morning. Michael, good morning. Feel free to ask whatever is in your mind on YouTube. I can see it here, or on Zoom here on this Zoom session. I will respond as soon as possible. And I hope I can do that. I can answer your question. So let's jump into the markets. So yesterday, this night, we got out with our lovely and wonderful trades. So just, where is my painting? There is it. Here we go. So that was our great trade from last week. So you could see, here we go. That was the trend with, here we started, move, correction, move, correction. There was not a trend continuation. So there was the correction, move, and correction. You see, it's always, here we go. I guess this was another one, movement, correction. So, and on Friday, we saw higher prices in DAX. This is 10 minutes, we make day trading in DAX. So, and therefore we had a stop loss below the last 0.3, and there we got out last night. So it was a wonderful trade. Look, we had first positive trade, then the second one with a partial profit, and with the rest here. It was 150 points. That's really cool for a DAX trade. And this is a learning effect, always to let the market decide how much money you will get. But this is not a rule. Maybe you were able to trail your stop closer. This is a kind of working style, Don't mix it. There are rules for the entry, but there are no rules for the exit. So exit is always a part of your working style. So if you just trade the move from the correction up to the 0.2, whatever you can do. So, or you trail the stop bar by bar, or maybe outside bar, inside bar, or you can trail the stop 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. It's just up to you. So maybe you can make it a little bit depending from the point of control. So that's just a working style. That's not rules. So in this case, I decided to trail my stop loss 0.3. And it was a positive trade. So that's all. And I'm really happy with that. So actually, this morning, we had a different situation. So we have, during the night, we created this, or the market creates this new downtrend. You can see here with where it stopped out, then the price went up, and this correction went its own uptrend. So therefore, I decided this morning, because I have to fulfill the rules, and of course, I have to follow the probability. So, and you know, we have a probability of 80% that if you see the correction, balance candles, that will reach the 0.2 and maybe a trend continuation. So therefore, I decided to go in, and my stop loss was the last 0.3. So, and this morning, I was in, but we didn't see a trend continuation. So, and there was the opening this morning at the futures opening. So, and with the last candles, they got me out. So just probabilities, no more, no less. So, and actually, we have to see that maybe we continue the red trend and we reach the 0.2 on its own side here. You see, but not yet, but maybe with the next candles. The probability is also 80%. And if we reach this 0.2, then the uptrend is broken as well. And then we have to speculate that we see trend continuation to the lower side. But now it's the 1, 2, it's the third trend arm. But you see, this is what convince you in the probabilities and in trend trading. So unfortunately, that was last night, yeah, or on Friday. So we saw this trend, but at that point we had an uptrend and then a running trade to the upper side. So therefore, but basically you see a correction and a trend continuation last night. So this should convince you that trend trading is a lovely and very simple system to make money, okay? So just, you can learn it here in this morning briefing show. Okay, so let's see. And let's go to the other trades in crude oil. Let's start with crude oil. So you see, we got out here. It was a positive trade, and now it's an old trend. And we are deep in the green zone. Look, this is the trend with move, correction, move, correction. Here we fulfilled our rules to speculate on a trend continuation, next correction. Then I saw kind of stabilization there, so I stopped the trade. Then we have this trend, the correction again, and you see again a trend continuation there. So you see again 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, and we use this situation. Really cool stuff. Darius, wonderful good morning. So we did everything right. Everything is fine. We made money, and that's the most important thing. So in oil, you realize we are deep in a green zone right now. And yeah, I guess that we reach this support zone here, and maybe this could be a kind of buying zone, and we create a new trend and go back to the point of control. So this is what I have in my mind for the oil chart. So let's check the gold price. Yes, in gold, we have this great movement to the lower side yesterday, last Friday. So, and the trend, that's the trend. So let's see where it starts. It starts here on the upper side. No, here. There was a trend break. So here we go. Move, correction. Yeah, that's a big move. That's a little bit really, really bad. So here we go. That's in the correction right now. Deep in the green zone. So to be honest, I want to wait if we maybe see this bit, this new correction, and then I want to go up. back to the point of control. So just gold on my watch list for a possible long trade. So here I don't want to trade because this move was too big, and maybe we see a kind of interrupted movement to the lower side. And yeah, let's see what we can do there. Happy Monday, Alexander. So then Dow Jones. In Dow Jones, it's still an uptrend. It's still the old uptrend, guys. Still the old uptrend. So you have to start here with this trend. So here we go. And you see how often this trend continues. Really, really, really great. So you see all of that was correction. And finally, we have this trend continuation, and last Friday we saw a new trend all-time high. So now we are still in correction, but you know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here you can realize, or here you can see how important it is to go into a trend as soon as possible or as early as possible, because you cannot see or you cannot predict how many trend arms a market will make. So first you see we came up from the green zone, we reach point of control, and then the trend continues. So therefore you see it makes no sense to work with a kind of risk reward ratio because you cannot predict this. Just rules and probability. This is you can count, and this is you can protect, you can predict, but not risk reward ratio. So look, 8 trend arms and the trend is still valid. So we have to wait maybe until we see a new downtrend. Actually, this could happen here. Maybe this. Now we see a bit, another trend right now, next move and next correction, and then we can make this target as, of course, 0.2 possible, or then the point of control. This is what I have in my mind for the Dow Jones. And in Euro USD, it's like gold a bit. And in gold, in Euro USD, we have a downtrend. This is the downtrend move. Then correction highest point, move, correction, move, correction, and here we go. That's the last move here right now. A bit of correction again. And here we are going to break this trend here, the downtrend. So maybe we can expect a new uptrend, maybe like gold, like this one, and then we can make. And of course, back to the point of control. Or maybe here, there's a higher volume zone also. So, but this should be enough to make money. Just Euro USD on my watch list for a long trend. So let's see about the running trades. And if you want to have more information, if you watch it later on YouTube, maybe, then look, you will find all these links here. Therefore, it's important to subscribe this channel. You'll find a button in your right corner of this of YouTube, and then you find a lot of links. If you click on it, you will get a lot of information about gold or whatever it is. So click on these links, and then you will have a lot of fun with a lot of information, by the way. And maybe I can lead your attention to Admirals Globals. It's on Instagram. If you have an own Instagram account, you can follow those guys here, because a lot of interesting content. Please be a follower of Admirals here on Instagram. So let's see. I have a couple of, we have still running trades, by the way, and I have new trading ideas for you today. So just start with the Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, of course, in 4-hourly chart. To be honest, there is a question of YouTube from Katie. So basically, you can make a note for yourself DAX, we trade DAX in 10 minutes. So for 10 minutes, you need MetaTrader 5. Okay, there is no 10 minutes in MetaTrader 4, but there is a YouTube video you can see how you can implement 10 minutes in MetaTrader 4. But the best is you make MetaTrader 5. You have it's a little bit better. So and gold, Euro USD, oil, and Dow Jones we trade in hourly chart. The majors and minors, like I show right now, we trade in 4 hourly charts. The indices and commodities we trade in daily chart, and the exotic pairs like Mexican peso, Hungarian forint, and so on, we trade in weekly chart. So you have a better overview now. So in Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, we are still in. The trend is still valid. The point of control is quite far away. So we see a kind of stabilization there. So I had an alert at my entry. So if this maybe not now, we didn't reach it right now, we haven't reached it right now. So then I will cut the trade and will look for a new entry. So, but basically, we didn't reach the, we haven't reached the 0.2 here now. So the expectation is still there, and the probability is still there that we reach the 0.2 here on the lower side. So at the moment, for the moment, everything is fine. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Yeah, same, still in profit. We reached, we sold half the position already, and we are completely fine with that trade. And you see, we have a lot of space to go down to the point of control. So, and as long as the market will not switch the point of control to another space, we have 100% guarantee that we reach this point of control. And we had this kind of proofs in Euro, Australian, Euro, Swiss franc, and Australian dollar, Swiss franc. And you know, sometimes it takes a little bit more time, but finally we will reach the point of control. There's just only this one exception, that the market decides to move it, but then you can see it on the volume zone on the left side. So actually, there is nothing to do in Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, Japanese yen. In Euro, Australian dollar, yeah, same procedure. The trend is still valid. Look, this is my trend. That's the trend. Move, correction, move, correction, move, correction, and move. And here we are in the move right now. So we see a bit of stabilization there, because and on the right side you can see price is going a bit higher. So maybe we can set an alert there, or you can trail the stop loss maybe to this point here, or you can set here maybe if you want an alert there, this one, and you can modify it. And if you want, you can have another, whatever it is, another one. For example, can do this. Okay, so, and if you reach this alert, then we can stop this trade, and maybe we can think of new entry, by the way. But for the moment, I let it go. Then Euro British pounds. Here we go. I guess it's time. You know, in Argentina Trader, we are not in a green zone. We are at the lower point, at the point of low. So here you go. Here we go. You see in Euro British pound, we have this one, and you see we reached the point of low here. So it's a bit same. It's kind of data feed. Yeah, it's just kind of data feed. There is, yeah, nothing to doubt on it. But you see the point of control here, the point of control here, and this volume zone is almost the same length. So the same volume, so it doesn't matter. So, and you see another point, what is really important, the price is not part of the rules. The rules is, or the rules are, to reach the 0.2, to come out from the correction and to speculate on a trend continuation. And you see, even we are in the green zone here on this data feed, it was a profitable trade. And you see, just stick to the rules. This is the most important thing, and have calm and always be focused on the rules. This is the most important thing. So what we can do right now, so let it go for the moment and check it. If you have balanced candles there, then it is a sign that the movement comes to an end, which means you can trail your stop closer and get out, because then we see maybe a next correction. And this is, how should I say, 1, 2, it's a third correction, and maybe we can do it again. So whatever you do, but after reaching a first target, it's nonsense to have a loss. Yeah. So, and if you want to make really more money, then use this one move from the correction into the move to the point 2, or maybe to the next move, and then get out. If you see there are balanced candles, yeah, or not get out, just trail the stop closer and let the market decide. Okay. So what is the point of control? There's a question on YouTube. Point of control is the normal price or the balanced price. You know, we trade prices in market, and maybe it's a good idea to check the YouTube videos on this show, morning briefing show. You'll find it on YouTube, on Admirals YouTube. You'll find a whole list of this morning briefing show, and then you will find I made a video we made a show about the point of control, and then you get all your answers. Or you come to my homepage. You can get me. You can send me an email, or you come to our live trading room on Twitch if you want. So the next one is New Zealand dollar, US dollar. And you see we here a bit in a loss. So what's the trend? What we are doing here? You know, we trade the trend, you know. So here we go. That's the no, sorry, here we go. Move, correction, move, and now we are a bit deeper in correction. So there was the first balance candle, and we were speculating to reach the point 2 here, and in the long term to reach the point of control. So actually the price going down, and you see there is another balance candle. So if you are not in, maybe it's another chance for you to jump or to open a pending order for a long trade here. You know, probability, you know, it's 86% that we reach the point 2 or maybe higher point. And this we must use, by the way, we must use. Okay. So, and the stop loss is below the last 0.3 because they will break the trend. Are there different CFD prices? No, that's not a stupid question. It's a normal question. Yeah, of course, CFD prices can always be different because CFD prices are not real prices. CFD is a virtual contract of a broker, especially here in Swiss franc, or in Switzerland. So sometimes I have the feeling they make their complete own prices, only their complete own prices over there. But sometimes it is possible that you have different prices. Yes, absolutely. So then New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. So we are out in US dollar, Canadian dollar. And actually it's a bit difficult to, because we are within the red zone, and this is not always a really good thing. And by the way, before we, Anna, if you want, before you forget it again, no, I forget it again. I have a question for you this morning. And you know, we are trend traders. So my question for you today is, do you know the tenets of Mr. Charles Dow? Do you know those tenets? So first question, yes, or another yes? I guess it should be no. It should be no. Okay, the first is yes, the second is no. And the third one, Anna. And the third one, who the heck is Charles Dow? Okay, so the question is, do you know the tenets of Charles Dow? So yes, no, or who the heck is Charles Dow? Okay, that's really cool. So on YouTube as well. Okay, great. So we can continue. In US dollar, Canadian dollar, we have an interesting, really interesting situation. Because look, and you know, the trend, by the way, is not broken because here we start. That's the trend. And it was an old trend, by the way. So this move and the correction, next move, correction, and next move. So, and interestingly, the trend is still valid because there was no trend break there because we didn't have a close. So the main trend is still valid. So we started the poll again. Do you know the tenets of Charles Dow? Thanks, Anna. So first, yes. Second, no. Or who is Charles Dow? So interesting. So make your choice right now. So, and the same in US dollar, Canadian dollar. So we have this downtrend right now. This downtrend. And this downtrend is in its own correction. But also, we must realize we have a third trend. Move, correction, move, correction. And here we try to continue this trend. And the yellow trend is a part of the main trend, which is facing upwards. So all these things happens within the red zone. So if you don't have an open position right now, you have to trade the trend you see on the right side of the chart, and it's the leading trend. And actually, the leading trend is the yellow one. So, but the yellow one reached its own point too. And you know, the probability of 70–80% is to come out from the correction and to reach the point two, here. So it's another hit. So, and now it's up to you. What do you do on the right side? So you can speculate now on the right one or still speculate on the breakout of the yellow one. Just up to you. So I always would trade the trend I can see on the right side of the chart. So we had an open, or we had a pending order to speculate on the trend continuation of the red one. So, but now I can delete this order, but because I have to realize that the price is going up. So what we can do here right now, we can speculate maybe other trend continuation of this trend here, of this trend. So that's the leading trend for the moment. Movement, correction, movement, correction. So we reached a point two already, but without a close. So actually there's a bit of balance candle. So what we can do right now, maybe we can speculate on a trend continuation and go back to the point of control. So how we can do that? It's completely fine to open a position at the point two in its own first trend arm, by the way. So how we can do that? Yes, open a position at the point two and speculate on a trend continuation, trail your stop loss bar by bar. Okay, so let's do it together. Open mini terminal to calculate your money. So we want to go in here at the point two, stop loss at the last point three. It's 125 pips. And here you go. So, and therefore you can set a pending order a bit higher here at the point two and speculate on the trend break, fulfill the probability, but then trail the stop closer. Because this is the rules, because we have a trend, we were on the correction, yeah, we had balance candles, and now we speculate on a trend continuation. around 80%. And of course, on the way up to the point of control. But if the price is going down, yeah, then delete the order again. And if you are in and you see the price is not working for us, then when you see another balance candle, maybe, then trade a stop bar by bar. Yeah, just cut the possible loss, but we cannot miss this chance because probabilities are on our side. I have a question about the country of the post-finance account that has to be used when purchased. Oh, Anna, maybe you can ask this question. No, sorry, Alexandra, no, sorry. The post-finance account that has to be used. So, but sorry, that's not my part. I guess you will get an answer. Maybe Anna will find an answer for that. So next one is US dollar Japanese yen. So, and it's still on my watch list, but now we have to consider that there is no trend break, but this is a really difficult situation. But let's draw the trend to figure it out. So trend is this one. Move, correction, move, correction, move, correction. Did we have a trend continuation there with close below the last 0.2? Yes, there was a bit. So therefore, trend continuation. And now it's 1, 2, 3. It's a fourth trend arm. The probabilities is not really on our side. And by the way, you can see we have a bit of secondary trend. So this is this one. So, and I guess we have to speculate more that we see higher prices there. So therefore, I have US dollar Japanese yen on my watch list for a possible long. If we have a bit of correction, and then we can speculate on a trend continuation. So on my watch list, it's New Zealand dollar Japanese yen. It's on my watch list. New Zealand dollar Japanese yen. Where is it? Japanese yen. Because there is another trend. So check it. So there is the trend. You see, that's a trend. Move, correction, move, reached exactly point of control, next correction. So, and there was the balance candle. So, which means the first possible trend arm, so we have to do it, guys. We have to do it and calculate your money. We get in here above the balance candle, and maybe we can, you don't have to speculate, you set the stop loss here. You can keep it close below the last 0.3 with the question mark. So it's around 50 pips. That's fine. Because if the price is going down, you have to make a re-entry. And here we go. And the entry here. Okay, a little bit closer. So, and of course, if we reach the point of control, or maybe this last 0.2, then trail the stop. Yeah, if we reach 0.2, which means, I already answered the question on YouTube already. Yes. So if we reach the 0.2, so maybe set an alert there too. Set an alert there. And you can modify it if you want. So, so that you know what you have to do, because the moment you reach the 0.2, we fulfilled the probabilities. and then we should not lose money. Just trail the stop, especially we are in the red zone, exactly at the point of control. This is New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. Okay, that was my point for this day. So do you know the tenets of Charles Dow? We had 42% yes, 47% no, and 11% who is Charles Dow. If you want to have the answer, the proper answer, then watch the show tomorrow. Because tomorrow at 8:30, I will give you the answer about the tenets of Mr. Charles Dow. Who was this guy? And what are the tenets of Mr. Charles Dow? Because this is really important because we trade every day the tenets of Mr. Charles Dow. I want to say thank you for being with me in this show. I wish you a wonderful, great day, and I hope we'll see each other tomorrow. And as always, have courage and be kind, and may the force of the rules be with you.